So whilst building this house, I also tried to be a parent at the same time. Now Eliza does a great job. She really does. She frees me up to do all the work necessary on the house. But now and again, it's just nice to take my daughter for a stroll around the garden. And with a bit of luck, she'll doze off and I can go back to doing some house stuff. But it's also an opportunity just to give you a little look round as well. So we've got about 5 acres. And the nice thing is that there are just areas you can go walking. So where I'm pointing the camera right now is a path that takes you to cross the top of the block and around to underneath the house. So the house itself is actually being built further up the bank, up the top there. It's right over the top. And then this is one of the this is the top of the driveway. And then that takes you through to this area here. Actually, we should walk down this area, give you a view. Oh, just got to get the pram. So one of the earlier jobs we did when we first came here was to improve this part of the garden. Take out the bumps, and put some better grass seed down, because there's a beautiful tree down here. Now I've got to go and replace one of the bushes, and I'm just looking at the winter wear. So those steps, they need a lot of work, and clean them up. But this is the lower lawn, which has got this beautiful tree, which is really quite ornate. And we had an opportunity to go away and clean the bank, which was mulched a couple of years ago. But the trees have come back. We had a large blackwood tree which was at the top of the bank up there, right up the very top, and that fell over 3 years ago now, and it went to the right. It went down there and it took out everything. It completely squashed the path. And so what we've done now, you hear the kookaburra in the background. What we've done now is restore the path, rebuild that, and then basically just keep this area here. And this is one of the nicer places to come and sit. The stonework here. The stonework here is just needs to be have all the pines taken off it from the winter. You can hear the kookaburras, as I said. But you know, this is the view you get. You do get a beautiful view, you know, from going up the bank all the way around. And then when you're actually up at the house, and the house has got the balcony built, you'll be up even further still, so you'll be able to see the far side of the valley over there. As you can see, this oak tree is just starting to show its leaf for this year. Obviously, being in the southern hemisphere, we're going into summer. We're in spring now, but we're going into summer, and it's the month of, what month are we in? September. Of course we are. Okay, so I've come down the hill. I was up there originally. I've come down the hill now, because we really are on quite a steep block. But we're getting down into the forestry part of the block now, and we have these colossal mountain ash, and they are absolutely huge. And this is one of the bigger ones on the block. It's a monster. What you can see down here is some of the timbers, which this wood here and the stuff inside is in better condition, but this is all planked from the wood off this block. So you can see the planking. And this is beautiful. It's a hardwood, and it's looking pretty good. It needs a little bit of. Not sure what I'm going to use it for. I tend to use it around the block, I've made some doors and tabletops, bits and pieces like that. So I've walked up the path from the wood I showed you just a moment ago, and we've come out one of the sections down the driveway. So you can see we entered that grass area at the top there. This is the driveway all the way down, up into the shed area, which is a really useful space to have. And then down on further through the driveway. So we're still at the very top of the block, and even though you've got all of this woodland down here, you really can get out inside and be in the countryside. And as everyone knows, with the current pandemic situation, and here in Victoria we're sort of housebound almost because of the restrictions that we're being asked to follow. I'm lucky enough to be able to escape and enjoy walking around the garden, and I tend to make as much of that as I possibly can. So we've just walked down that stretch there. It bends all the way around and continues down. So each of these runs is about, well, this one here is actually the shortest piece. So that's only 50, 60 meters. And then this next one will go stretching all the way down the hill. That's 100 meters odd. But it takes you right down into the heart of the wood. And if I stop speaking, you just enjoy the peace and quiet. So this is some of the damage that we had from the storms in June. So this blackwood, hang on, there it is. This blackwood has, one half of it came across the driveway, and then the half that's lying on the ground, the council removed that for me as well, because the tree had effectively split. So one half had come down and the other half was needing to come down. The reason it came down at all was there's this mountain ash which stretches. Now this mountain ash actually fell over down there. You can see the end of it, and it came all the way across the driveway, all the way up here into the bush, and it continues on up into the tree and shows you just how darn big these trees are. But it's had there were 4 of them in total originally, and now we've got 3 of them left, but you probably don't get an idea of how big they are or how tall they go. But that's the top of the trees, and there are 3 of them left, with this one here having fallen down. So I thought it'd be worth to actually look back up the block, because you get an idea. So that tree that I was talking about right at the very beginning, being one of the tallest on the block, that's that one in the far distance, just to the left of that conifer tree. So I think the fall of the land from where the house is being built to the road, I think it drops about 65 meters straight down. And the driveway itself, as I've said before, is about just under 500 meters long. Alright, so the last little bit, walk down, and that's the road. It's not really a road, it's a unsealed road. Even though that we're classed as Metro Melbourne, I still drive the first 2 kilometres on a unsealed road before I get to a modern highway. So I always find that a little amusing. And then across the way there, you can see the view. Anyway, so that was the walk of the driveway. I hope you enjoyed it. That was 500 metres of our driveway, done and dusted. Okay, more to follow in the future programmes. Cheers, bye.